Motivation is triggered by ambition and action. Hi, everyone. My name is Michelle, and I am the founder of Mom Boss Academy, and I have a podcast and a show called the Chill Mom Boss Show, where I usually come in and talk about another mompreneur, talk with another mompreneur, or I talk about tips and strategies that you can use in your mom boss life. I teach moms on how to build their purposeful and profitable businesses from home, and sometimes even though I have students, they have all the knowledge, right? We have all the resources and support. We sometimes, as human beings, we hit roadblocks. I mean, it's normal, right? As much as we want to reach our goals, we sometimes lose motivation. We've been in bad mood sometimes. We have a hard time staying productive. And so even though sometimes when people say they fail before they can reach their goal, I think of it as you're just not there yet. You're so close, but you're not there. You have not failed. You can't fail if you are still in your journey. You only fail if you stop doing something. So if something doesn't work, it's a test. It's not a failure. You can try and try and try again. So the questions become, how do we then master our minds? How do we master motivation so we stay productive and do the work necessary to achieve our dreams and goals? So in today's life, you will learn the tactics to master your motivation and make your dreams happen. Yeah, I posted this on Instagram earlier, and someone commented that, isn't discipline more important than motivation? The thing is, to me, when it comes to reaching goals, I wholly agree with her. We do need discipline, but there is no discipline without motivation. If you're not motivated to be in the best shape of your life, do you think you have the discipline to resist like fried chicken or the donut, or the discipline to work out or to run 5 kilometers daily? So to me, motivation comes first. When you have motivation, when you are motivated, then you will have the drive to be disciplined, right? If you're not motivated, we simply just don't take any action. And the truth is, we all lose our motivation. The question is, how do we regain it? How do we show up when it really counts? And a good question to ask ourselves is, are we aware of when motivation is lost, and how do we get it back? How do we keep our eyes on the ball? Okay. Listen, I know 2020 hit us all hard. We all had big plans. I had big plans, and all our plans are in tatters. But that does not mean you should lose motivation. So the point number one that I would say, the number one reason why people fail or give up in their pursuit of the dreams or the goal is that they let the circumstances define you let your circumstances define your worth. Okay, listen, your circumstance is just things that happen around you. Yes, you may be born into a poor family, not well-to-do. I came from a poor family. I mean, there were ups and downs in my family life. I certainly were not born with a silver spoon, or I have no connection. I'm not saying I'm like super successful right now, but I know that when I set a goal, I reach it. And of course, there are bad days as well. So if you are, for example, if no one in your family has ever been to college, that doesn't mean all of you are not educated. You're not like worth something, right? That doesn't mean you are stupid. It's because that's your circumstances, and that doesn't mean you are not worthy. Or if everyone around you is, or not just everyone, like if you are like, down on your luck, you lost your job, that doesn't mean you lost your worth. You are still worthy. You are still enough, right? And for example, circumstances, COVID-19, we're all in these circumstances. My initial plan was crushed. I have to deal with home-based learning. I have to deal with, well, working from home. I've always been working from home, but suddenly my husband is working from home as well, and just the frustration and all that. I could let that define me. I could say, oh, my plans to do live events and all that are all in tatters. I could just be like, hang on, I'm not. I give up. My plans are bad. The economy is bad. Everything is bad. I'm not going to do anything. But no, my plans were crushed too. But I am more motivated than ever because I still know my worth. That I still feel like what I'm offering to the world right now, helping moms gain income and financial independence while they can be there for the children, I feel like it's more important than ever because I just believe in myself that way. So that's my motivation. Okay, knowing my worth. I see COVID-19 as an opportunity to serve. So I see that that's the need out there. So you just need to sometimes switch your perspective instead of just seeing the bad. Like what is needed out there. So I hope that that's the point number one. Don't let your circumstances define your worth. So point number two, why people fail in the pursuit of their goal is that they don't take care of themselves physically and mentally. Usually when people lose motivation or they give up on their dreams and goals, is because they are simply tired. Almost all lost motivation is caused by fatigue, burnout, overwhelm, stress. It's not because, oh, I am, they thought that, okay, if I'm motivated, I need to be doing. So, but in itself, if you're tired, if you're burnt out, that's when you give up. That's when you're like, you throw in the towels and say, I give up. That's enough. I can't do this anymore. Okay. This actually has nothing to do with the motivation itself. It just has to do with the condition around it that is jacking up your motivation. So fatigue, number one, if you're so tired, especially for moms, I know we have so many things on our plate. We have our mental load that we need to remember for every single kid, our own schedule, the house schedule, the home kind of management, when to order our grocery, all that adds up. I get it. So that's why self-care is something that I talk about very often. And people are like, oh, I thought you only talk about business. Why are you talking about skincare? For me, skincare, while it seems like it's for vanity and outward, looks and all that, it's a form of self-care for me. And I know that, you all being in the mom boss community by now, you should know that if self-care is not on your list of priority, you're not even in your game yet. You need to make sure that you spend time incorporating self-care for yourself. It can be anything from just taking half an hour for shower just for yourself, go for a walk, exercise, meditate if you want, yoga in the morning, or just simply just switch off and listen to podcasts if you want, or read something. Just switch off. Sometimes you need that. Okay, so don't think that in order to keep up with motivation you just need to like do. Okay, it's not. You need to take the time out and self-care for yourself. Okay, so let's move on to point number three is that for people who, why do people lose motivation is when they don't surround themselves with role models. You need to be careful of who you hang out with. Be deliberate of choosing who to spend time with and how you spend time with them. I'm sure you heard the saying that, we're the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. I know it can be hard. You're probably thinking, yeah, I heard that, but I don't know that many successful people. I don't know any high flyers. Well, I don't mean that, high flyers are necessarily more successful than you or your friends or your family, but surrounding yourself with who you want to become, right, is so important. And I know every time I say this, people have like, oh, but I want to be CEO, but that doesn't mean a CEO want to hang out with me, right? I get it. Again, I said this earlier. I came from nothing. I don't have any connection. I knew no one when I moved to Singapore. Like, okay, besides my boyfriend, now husband, I probably have like two friends, okay? And that's all. And it's about doing and being and surround. Remember, like back in kindergarten, how you make friends, right? You get to decide which friends you want to hang out with, and then you make friends slowly. But this talk today is not about making friends. It's about surrounding yourself with motivational people. And sometimes, people say, "Oh, cut yourself, cut toxic people out of your life." I mean, that's not possible. I can't possibly cut out my family members or friends that I've known for years that I bonded perhaps 20 years ago over gossiping, right? Sometimes we just can't cut people out of our life. It's not as easy as people make it seem like, right? So what I do is just limit the time you spend with them. And if you do have like a spouse or a friend or your sister or your mother-in-law or your mom who's constantly complaining, maybe you can step up and be the leader and say, stop that exposure to that, and or let them know, right, of the effect. And but don't blame them, right? You can say, you know what, I noticed that use the language we, instead of saying you, because that's quite accusational, right? So use the language we, like, I noticed that we've been talking about the problems and the complaints about this. Let's talk about maybe what are we appreciative of. They might look at you weird, they might like, what's on with her, like what's going on, right? Are you okay? Like, you're talking about being appreciative, but know that you can step it up and say, you know what, I've decided, one day, I was meeting, I used to bond over like talking about people, and I decided just maybe 5-10 years ago, I decided, no, this is not I want to be spending my time on. Other people's business is not my business. And besides, what can I do, like complaining, right? So I told them, you know what? I'm not going to gossip. I'm not going to talk about other people anymore. This is what I want to talk about. So it's hard. It's hard for your people who are so used to, like, bonding over talking about people and not ideas. But you can start, oh, what about, I'm thinking, right? Share ideas with them, or fire or 5 things that you're grateful for. And ask them, what are you grateful for? So like, you be the conversational starter, be that positive influence in your surroundings life. And that hopefully will help change your mindset and their mindset. Be the motivating leader in your social group, in your family, in your Facebook group, whoever it is that you are. But sometimes you do have to be careful not to share your dreams with them. Sometimes, like, if you know that no matter what you say, they're just not the right people to say things, or they will just shut you down when you be so excited about your idea. Because if you are constantly learning new things, you are becoming better and better of life. Sometimes we get very excited and we want to share with people around us, hey, I learned about this. But remember, they did not go through what you just went through, so they may not feel the same. So they're just like, what are you on about? And then they try to like shut you down, kind of like drag you back down to earth. Let me bring you back down to earth, right? And then so sometimes if you feel that they are not open to new suggestions or outlook, perhaps just do not share your big dreams with them, because chances are they're most likely gonna like pull you down. So it's like, why would you ask someone who's never been to, say, Europe, on what they would recommend you to see or eat while you're in Europe, right? Or you would not ask a kid who to do something they haven't done before, or you would not ask their opinion about, hey, what do you think if I stir fry the chicken a certain way? They wouldn't know, right? So why would you ask someone without the experience of what you want to achieve whether you should do it or not? Okay. So sometimes you just have to sort of limit it there and just keep it to yourself. But then how do you surround yourself with role models instead, right? How do you hang out with them if you don't personally know some of these people? Of course, you can join our Facebook group if you think this is a good community for you to be with. We're on Facebook, and it's Mom Bosses United. You can look it up. Type and search for it, it will come out. And you can also listen to motivational voices right now, motivating voices, like subscribe to positive um, podcasts, read books in areas where you want to up level in life, participate in communities like I just mentioned, or groups. Or if if you're currently not doing all of that, I think it's time for you to up the ante. Okay, so of course, like super motivated and like super on all the time and like positive doesn't mean you need to be super intense all the time, because it's tiring. You can joke and you can spend time with people who makes you feel good. Like if you have a friend who's like super funny, right? If you have that, I suggest that who you can go to, and that 5 minutes of talking to them, you're like, I'm so motivated, I'm so happy, right? So I suggest that you should actually WhatsApp video or like video call these people very often, especially during this period you find yourself like confined at home or feeling a little bit low. That would change how you feel, and that would keep you motivated when you have someone that makes you feel good about yourself, right? And if you for myself, like I don't have time to read so much, but I listen to audiobooks. And how I do that is I listen to audiobooks when I'm lying down with the kids, or when I'm putting them to bed, or when I walk my daughter to school, and I'm walking back, I put it on. That I start my day that way, and just that 10-15 minutes of motivational podcast in the day really start me off in a better food. And then when I'm ready to like sit at my desk and work, I'm motivated for the day. And for those who are into spirituality, religion, you can listen to your favorite pastor, whoever that might be, that but consume into that and like literally replay replay this video if you want to. Like it will really help rewire your brain, and it will take over that internal voices of like worry, of strife, and implant positivity for better mindset. Okay, item number 4 is if you've been failing, that means this the reason number 4 why you've been failing is at achieving your goal is probably because you are consuming more than you produce. And in terms of consuming and producing, I mean social media and output in terms of work, right? As many of you know, I don't consume a lot. I don't really watch the TV. I never ever turn on the TV by myself. It's just very often, maybe a few times in a week, my husband might turn on something and I just sort of like watch it with him, or I'll be doing something else while the TV is on, and that's how I watch my TV. And this may come off as a surprise. I don't actually consume a lot of social media. um, I don't watch Korean drama, I don't watch any TV. Um, I just produce. Yes, I listen to podcasts, I read books, that I consume a lot. But other than that, like social media, I probably just limit myself an hour every day, or I break it up to 15 minutes 4 times a day, and just go in and just reply email, reply comments, DMs, or if I do have time. I do get carried away sometimes, and like, once you start scrolling, you just like into that vortex and you never come out. Just remind myself, snap my self back up and say, okay, enough of commenting and liking people's posts already. Let's stop this, okay? So I hope that you do that for you as well. So when you produce more, it keeps you in that momentum of production, creating assets for yourself and for your business. And reason number 5 is that if you're not hitting your goals and you always fail or give up halfway, is because you dream too big. I know. I said it. You see, a lot of people, when they lose their motivation or they decide to give up, it's because they just lose sight of why they are doing something in the first place. Because they dream way too big. And let's say I dream for like $10 million, and um, I'm not even at 1 million yet. It's because it's hard to get started. It's just like I forgot why I wanted the 10 million in the first place. So I may have stopped at 50,000, 100,000. I'm like, perhaps this is good enough. So an analogy I just recently heard on a Brad Lee Instagram page. So yeah, there you go. I just said that I don't consume, but I do consume sometimes, is that I only follow people that is positive voices to me. So Bradley was saying like, okay, like in the middle of night when you wake up and you need to go to the toilet, right? Do you stop on your way there? Do you stop on the way to the kitchen to find something? Do you stop on the way to say, look at your kids? No, you go straight to your bathroom, right? You don't stop because you know your destination. You're just not there yet. So you keep going if you know your why. You need to take a piss. So you go straight to that bathroom and not get distracted by all these things. So it's same thing, right? It's the same thing when you're dreaming too big and you lose that why you're doing in the first place. You tend to just, I don't know why I want this anymore. You just forgot, right? So how do you keep yourself motivated is that you break it down into smaller chunks. You, instead of, okay, 5 years, I want to open 3 different locations. Break it down. Maybe like the first year, 1 location, third year, second location, fifth year, the third location. So right now, instead of thinking just the 5-year goal, you're just breaking it down to 1 year. And later I have another, I think reason number 7 is we'll talk about visualization, but currently we're at point number 5 is that just break it down into smaller chunks of goals so that you feel like you're closer to it. It's more likely to happen instead of like, I'm still so far away from where I am, so I'm just going to give up. It's a bit like when you're running marathon. It's not about, I don't know how long marathon exactly is. I think it's like, I don't know, 40 km, 80 km. So let's say it's 40 km, right? You don't think, okay, I'm going to go to like 40 km, because you just need to think, which is my next kilometer? Am I at my first one? Once you cross the first one, am I at my second kilometer? You're just like aiming for the nearest goal post that you need to get into, that you need to get to before you count like 40, because otherwise 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer will seem so far away from your end goal. So break it down into smaller goals and you're more likely to stay motivated along the way. Reason number 6, you don't enjoy your journey unless it goes exactly as you plan. As we know, life is not exactly as we plan. And remember, motivation is triggered by ambition and action. So those are 2 big triggers for motivation. And not everyone likes the word ambition. These are, even though ambition and action is exactly what you need to 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 have motivation, but a lot of people sort of like have that bad connotation to the word ambition. It's as if like if you have ambition, you will do you will stop at nothing until you reach your goal. It's really not like that at all. I mean, you need to amplify your ambition and your action, and with that your motivation will grow, right? I mean, it's just not my opinion. I mean, all psychology points to this. All the philosophy over 100,000 years points to this. Okay, maybe not 100,000, maybe like 1,000 years. Ambition means desire for more. That is all. Ambition just means desire for more. You're allowed to desire for more. Some people even think that the word desire is no good, but you are the person who put meanings into word. There's no, like, a word is neutral. It's no good or no bad to a word. It's how you attach meaning to a word. Okay, so ambition is simply just desire for more. So it could be desire for more depth, more knowledge, more connection, more joy, more abundance, more success is in any area, or it could simply mean more peace in your life, more harmony, more of anything. Okay, so a lot of people, not many people would associate ambition with peace or harmony. But if you want more harmony, that's actually an ambition, right? I mean, Dalai Lama wants to probably deepen his spirituality's practice. That's an ambition. So, what people mistake for why people think ambition is bad is that they is the attachment to the end result of ambition that can cause suffering. It's not ambition. The desire for greater or more or something new, that's okay. Okay? It's when you attach to how it has to go in the route, on your route to your ambition, that can ruin your motivation. Okay, so you need to enjoy the journey that you're on, because if you hate it, if you like hate what I'm doing, okay, I remember my why, but it's this is not how I planned it to be. I didn't expect that, I don't get picked first. I don't expect that I had to do so many webinars in order to like sell this many courses. If you don't enjoy that, you're most likely gonna give up. Sometimes you're just gonna like roll with it, like roll with it and just take it as it comes and enjoy the journey. Okay. And so and that brings us to point number 7, the last point on why most people fail to achieve the dream or give up halfway or lose motivation is they don't have a daily intentional routine that connects them to their ambition. What does that mean? I mean, you need to look at your goals every single day. Remember how I said you need to break it down? You need to break down your goal, and you need to break it down even further, step by step, every single day. And don't just look at them. I want you to look at it and like really feel it, visualize it, think about them. Okay, most people spend the time on social media. So I need you, instead of you obsess about the news and what's going to happen and what's the drama, I want you to obsess about your goals and your ambitions and your dreams. Instead of lying awake worrying, oh my god, am I going to lose my job, is my husband going to find a job, or how are we going to go through another month? I know that's worrying, but whether you worry about or not, you still have to go through it, right? So what I mean is that I want you to, instead of just lying down passively worrying, go to sleep. Just try this out. I mean, you got nothing to lose. Just try this out, right? Try going to sleep visualizing your ideal future. I promise you, it's the best way to fall asleep, right? It can feel a bit weird at first. I mean, when I first started doing it, I'm like, this is so pointless. What am I doing? Am I kidding myself? Like, this is not realistic. Am I like setting myself up for failure for thinking this? Like, I just visualize myself in this scenario where I have a home office where my team can come into my home and we work together in the morning, my kids smiling happily at me, and that's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. I want a business from home and a comfortable environment for my kids to grow up in. And I am motivated, happy, with waking up with joy every morning. And I have a small group of team members with me building this business and helping more moms along the way. And that's all I visualize about. It's not just words. I actually see it in my mind. And it's weird, but I must tell you that ever since I started doing this, I learned this sometime last year. And ever since I started doing this, my goals has come true earlier than I planned for it to come true. It's usually earlier. And sometimes it happens so fast. I'm like, oh my God, I'm kind of freaking out a little bit. Like, I've always been a very practical. I'm a science major, right? Um, so I've always been very practical. Like, show me the thing. Like, don't give me the woo wah wah. So I'm always like a bit skeptical towards manifestation. But all I told myself is, you've got nothing to lose. You've got nothing to lose. So you either go to bed, think about all the leche fun thing that you're gonna do tomorrow, or I go to sleep with this beautiful image in my mind and fall asleep with it. And when I wake up, that's the first thing I think about. And because when you visualize, you're technically telling your mind that if this is what I'm striving for, you need that clarity. And even though it's imaginary right now, it is required. You know, it's not realistic for you to sometimes achieve all the things, but if you lose touch with your idealistic future, you will lose your motivation. So that's key for you people. Okay, it's a bit like, if you don't know your destination, if you don't know the end goal, then how do you even like map up your way, your route to go there, right? You need to at least first have a destination. So what else do we know? Well, we know that in psychology, and that motivation often follows momentum, action, and that's the real sticking point for a lot of people right now in this situation. And people think, oh, because of the uncertainty of the economy, I'm just going to pause all this thing and just see how this goes through. But very often, once you stop that momentum, the longer you stop, it's harder for you to get started again. So you need to see, so you need to see positive progress every single day. So I want you to do in the morning is, I want you to like write down your goals, your dreams, just a short one, like maybe like a list of 3 or 5, and you can just repeat the same goal. Or just, if you don't have to write, I don't like writing, at least just read it out loud every day, okay? And I want you to just sit down, say it out, and visualize it and think through it. And that's how I can make it fun for myself. And I feel like every time I say it, it's like a reinforcement. Although at times I feel like, hey, I write like, I want to be an amazing mom to my children. And sometimes I feel like, oh, you haven't been that amazing yesterday, but I know that I'm striving for amazing. Okay, that's a simple action everyone can do to get you real close to your ambition. And also, I want you to have like 3 things that you can do. Is that you know, instead of just like every day, sometimes we need to do the actions, right? Like, what is the things that I absolutely have to do to make sure that my household is running? I mean, like, you need to like get your workout in, or you have big achievements. Sometimes we have small achievements, or we just feeding the kids sometimes, right? Manage to get food on the table, feel like an achievement. But I want you to list down 3 things every day that is needle moving. I still need you to do 3 things that's beyond surviving, beyond self-care. Okay, 3 things. What would it be? For me, it could be like send out an email, just connecting someone, or reply to that email, or I'm gonna shoot this set of video, or today I'm gonna go on live. Okay, let me prepare the script for it, or at least the outline of it. Or okay, let me get back to my team. Okay, this is what I'm gonna run a meeting. This is what is gonna like move the needle for our company this week. So I just need something from you every day that's beyond surviving, so that your brain would go, oh, I'm not just surviving. Okay, oh, I'm not just doing self-care. This is beyond self-care. Okay, so on top of self-care and the surviving thing that you have to do, I want you to do 3 needle moving things. So the action plan for those who have goals, you have goals that you want to achieve this year. 2020 has not ended yet. You still have time to go after it. And if you're students in my program, or those who have just signed up, welcome. And you're ready to for the Kickstart party on September 1st. There are 3 things I need from you every morning. Here are the action steps. Number one, you can watch 10 minutes of my training video every morning. Module one or Launchpad, module one, just 10 minutes. Make it easy for you, because I know some videos are like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, some are like over an hour long, but just take 10 minutes. And then the second thing for you to do is just do one exercise from the worksheets, just one. It's not hard, right? It's not time consuming. You can do all this under 1 hour, maybe even less if you're super quick. And then the third thing is send an email or a message to your target customers. Okay, you can, it could be just a hello, getting some feedback, or hello, just want to say hi. Or it could be, the other day I received a lovely email from Les Brown. So Les Brown is a motivational speaker, like well known in the world. And I've actually went to one of his program before and met him in person. But it's not until recently that I click follow on his Instagram account. And I think within a week, maybe, I received a personal email. Well, it could be automated. It could be done by his assistant, but it comes from Les Brown, no less. So it says like, I noticed that, hey, Michelle, how have you been? I noticed that you just recently liked my Instagram page. I would really like to reach out to you and say, welcome. I hope you enjoy my content. And that makes me feel so good. And that's it. It wasn't asking for anything. Okay. Guess what? Like, I will not unfollow him, right? He personally sent me an email outside of Instagram because he like bothered to look me up and get my email from my account. So yeah, so that's something that you can do, you know, to connect to your potential customer or your existing customer. So just 3 needle moving things each day. And with those little pieces of momentum every day, no matter how big a deal or how small something is, momentum sparks motivation and it keeps you going. And everything, I promise you, will change for you if you just do that. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope that's helpful to you. And if you like this video and you feel like, oh, maybe you know someone who might need this, feel free to share it, hit share, and thank you for spending your afternoon with me. I hope to see you next time. And if you'd like more training videos like this, please join me at my Facebook group, Mom Bosses United. Bye-bye.